Recently, I came across a piece titled, O'Rourke Declines to Sign Activists No Fossil Fuel Money Pledge. Specifically, as the author of the piece explained, Democratic presidential candidate Beto O'Rourke declined to sign a pledge from climate activists not to accept any money from the fossil fuel industry, saying he won't take donations from oil and gas executives, lobbyists, or political action committees, but won't turn down contributions from workers. O'Rourke has been criticized by some progressive Democrats for not taking tougher stances while in Congress on the fossil fuel industry, which is a major employer in his home state. He voted in 2015 to lift a ban on U.S. crude oil exports. According to the nonpartisan Center for Responsive Politics, his 2018 Senate campaign was the second highest recipient of money from the oil and gas sector, $476,325, behind only his Republican competitor, Ted Cruz, though the money came from individuals and not industry related political action committees. According to the Sunrise Movement website, several of O'Rourke's rivals for the 2020 Democratic nomination have signed the pledge, including Senators Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, and Kirsten Gillibrand, and Pete Buttigieg, mayor of South Bend, Indiana. The paper presented to O'Rourke in Williamsburg read, I pledge not to take contributions from the oil, gas, and coal industry and instead prioritize the health of our families, climate, and democracy over fossil fuel industry profits. That's different wording from the pledge on the group's website, which specifies the PACs, executives, or front groups of fossil fuel companies. O'Rourke said he'd absolutely be happy to sign the pledge if they included CEOs in the wording. It sounds like he agrees with us, said a student at William and Mary and a member of the Sunrise Movement. I think we're just a little confused as to why he hasn't signed the pledge yet. O'Rourke has endorsed the Green New Deal championed by rising liberal representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, a non-binding resolution that calls for a 10-year effort to shift the U.S. to renewable and zero-emission energy sources. So I am not really sure what to make of this. When I first saw this headline, I immediately thought, uh-oh, here we go. But now, after I actually read the article, I have a more measured response because Beto's reasoning for not signing the pledge seems okay in that he doesn't want to be barred from taking individual contributions from people who work for the fossil fuel industry. And he has apparently, according to this article, endorsed the Green New Deal. But at the same time, I do not feel comfortable with the fact that he was the second leading recipient of money from the fossil fuel industry during the last election cycle. Remember, politicians represent the people that fund their campaigns, and if Beto is taking a lot of money from people whose livelihood is tied to the fossil fuel industry, that's highly concerning because we are at a moment in time where we cannot afford to have any conflicts of interest when it comes to the very serious issue that is climate change. Scientists have made it very clear that we need to convert our energy system to 100% clean renewable energy and that we need to do it now. Otherwise, scientists believe that we will do irreparable harm to our planet that will lead to the suffering and loss of life of so many people, which is something that we cannot allow to happen. Furthermore, when reading this story, I can't help but think back to how Beto apparently kept making excuses as to why he wouldn't sign on to Medicare for All, a bill that would have us join the many countries around the world and guarantee healthcare to all of our people as a right, and help us save the many people we lose per year due to lack of coverage. You see, Beto said that he supported Medicare for All, and yet he wouldn't sign on to the Medicare for All bills that had been proposed in Congress. He said that while he supports Medicare for All in theory, he just didn't support those specific bills. But he would never go on to propose his own version of Medicare for All in the House. And now we come to find that Beto, in fact, does not support Medicare for All, which really calls into question Beto's authenticity. And now I have no choice but to question whether or not Beto is being truthful as to why he refused to sign the aforementioned pledge to not take money from the fossil fuel industry, and whether or not he is truly serious about combating climate change. So I think that Beto refusing to sign this no fossil fuel pledge is definitely noteworthy and something to keep an eye on.